Hey guys, Trevor Hold here. Welcome to another episode of the Who Are We podcast. Today I got a special guest with me, Anusha. How are you going?
Hi everyone. This is Anusha. I'm doing great. Thank you, Trevor.
Thanks for joining us today. Before we get going, I just want to do a little bit of a disclaimer. We're recording this episode for the podcast, which we put on YouTube. The theory being that we're just going to try and have discussions about who we are and what we stand for, so it might motivate or inspire other people to look at who they are, to try and create better outcomes in society. So that's the whole purpose of this. So we might just get straight into it. Who is Anusha, and what does she stand for?
So first of all, Trevor, thank you so much for having me. And Anusha is someone who wants to know. Anusha has a journey of herself. Like, she has been on a journey where she had understood herself, accepted herself for who she is, and then So because I'm telling that Anusha as a she, that's where I got. So my name, since I'm Anusha, so I'll tell that way. Anusha, so I just started my journey with lots of mental issues, not in the sense of a medical terms. It was because I was way much more depressed, stressed, and all the stuffs were happening in my life, and that's where my journey began. Actually, I'm an MBA graduate. I was working in a corporate, and once I understood that something is, my mental condition were not that great, I resigned my job and I started working on myself, so that not in terms that I can be a coach, which I am right now as a mindset coach, but I just resigned my jobs to just make sure that I can get another better job where my mental I will be able to take care of my mental health. But the journey so happened is when I started working on myself, the yoga came to my life, then meditation entered, then slowly things started to work out. I had this sense of purpose since my MBA days, and I just narrated it as maybe helping people is my purpose, and that's why I actually took HR in MBA, that is human resource. But later when I entered into corporate space, then I understood that's not the truth. There was something beyond that. So that's where that's where I came to understand that my purpose of helping people is something connected with this coaching industry, and I wanted to just help women like me who are also battling the same mental stress, not in in deep, but women nowadays are having issues with stress. Has become the common problem nowadays, that there is a procrastination, there is a self-doubt, which has been my biggest problem, I could say, because that had somewhere stopped me from being that girl who I am right now. So that's how I started my journey. That's how I ended up being a mindset coach. So right now, this Anusha, I want to help women who is ambitious, whose dreams are bigger, but they are somewhere held back by their own self-doubt, their own those thoughts, overthinking thoughts and all this stuff. So I want to help them, and I want to tell them that if you are desiring something big, then it is meant for you. If you are desiring, then it is meant for you. I just want to tell them, and when you start believing in yourself, things will turn out in your favor, just the way it did to me today.
That's remarkable, and thank you for sharing. So just a bit of a summary I got from that you were sort of working away in the corporate world, but you were probably not really satisfied. You were struggling with your mental health, and you didn't really have a purpose. So you resigned that role to try and work on yourself. I think your words were through meditation and other means to try and get your emotional and mental health regulated. And the journey that you've been on in exploring yourself and creating better outcomes for yourself has led you to a place where you're now helping other people overcome the same issues that you did.
Right. Sorry,
Yeah.
Adho?
Yeah. So yeah. So now you're in a position where you're helping other women to go down the same journey path that you went on.
Right. I'm helping now. Yeah, like now I help women. First of all, they come to me with the issues like they don't have that, the sense that I had the purpose in. They just want to be a better version of themselves. So they want to battle procrastination, overthinking, their self-doubt. So they come to me, and when we dig deeper, then we get to understand that there's something more to it than what we see in from a, on a surface level. So that's how it journey begins, and that's how we start to work together. I start to work together with the client, and their journey just goes on. It's
Yeah,
just
and
kind
that's
of like finding themselves. It is kind
yeah.
of like just the way I found myself. It's I help them to find themselves.
Yeah. And what sort of strategies do you get to help these women find themselves? Is it mainly through just self-reflection, you mentioned meditation? Is there any other strategies that you use, or how do you go about that process?
All right. No, I don't use meditation as as a main strategy, because people doesn't get that sense. If I tell them directly you have to meditate in order to understand yourself, then no one will do that, because in today's fast paced life, no one has that time to sit with themselves and meditate. So we just go through the coaching sessions. Like I have a program of 3 months where I walk them through that, and in the beginning it will be just to understand their problems and to navigate their problems. So beginning will be to understand and navigate their problem. In the middle, like in second month, we get to understand that what were the problems and what was that missing part that they were not able to understand. So after that, we work on those meeting those goals, or making my client understand that this is who you meant to be. It's more like I take an holistic approach, where I make sure that the client find themselves through my help, rather than me advising them do this, do that. So meditation is just one part. I tell them to do some breathing exercise rather than meditation, because that connects with them better way. And at the end of the month, at the end of the sessions, they will be satisfied with what changes they have seen throughout this 3 months. That
Yeah.
journey that journey is what that 3 month coaching session is all about: finding themselves, having them as a center person, and finding themselves on their own through
Yeah.
holistically, to just to understand their physical health, mental health, emotional health. And then if they are ready, then they themselves get introduced to the spiritual well-being as well, spiritual world as well.
Yeah. So having that holistic approach, and you mentioned that you're not there to tell them what to do, or you're just there to listen to them and help guide them, and they're making their own decisions as to what's best in their life. So you're sort of just walking beside them as supporting them. Yeah. That's amazing. That's good. And yeah, and it's always good to give back, isn't it? But do, do do you think that it's becoming a bigger issue, this, because you mentioned fast-paced life and not having time to connect with yourself, and you're talking about a lot of self-doubt and confusion as who people are or where they want to be, and that sort of stuff. Is that sort of fast-paced life creating more difficulties for women, do you think, in general, moving forward in this world, or do you think it's just something that's some people are suffering more than others, or what's your take on it?
No, it's because of fast-paced life. It's not because fast-paced life in the sense where women earlier women didn't had that competitive edge. Like that's not bad that we women are getting competitive. It's really a good thing, because nowadays women are going very, like, they are equal to men in terms of opportunities and the jobs and all the stuff. But the thing is, when you start to get into this, like, when you don't have time for yourself, it's really mandatory that no matter whole day you're busy, and sometime you need to spend with yourself, either doing your favorite thing. Most of the people don't even know what they do, what they enjoy doing, so they are so disconnected with themselves. They are just going after their goals, not really caring about themselves or their emotional health. They just want to achieve their goals, which is a good thing. But on that path of achieving goal, it's really important to know that you are as important as your goal. If you are not connected with yourself, then achieving that goal will also not give you that satisfied which you're craving. So
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
how it is. So it's past yeah.
It's understanding that to support your, for example, your husband or your work or the job or project that you're working on, to be the best version of yourself.
Right.
That's the best way to help other people, is to be there in your best form.
Right.
And
When
that's
you
pretty
know
much what
yourself
you're saying.
better, you can take the projects that's
Yeah, you're
like,
working.
that align with yourself. So when you know that, okay, this is the work I know that I can do it. Because whenever the people take big projects, they do have that doubts, or they keep themselves away. They don't get into that fully, because that is because they don't believe in themselves. So when you
Yeah.
know yourself better, you are in that position where you know that this is the thing I want to do. And because I'm my highest version, as you said, I'll be able to do that in the best way possible.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you say that, because in the professional world, it's so easy to probably try to please other people as well, because you've got your family and your parents or your husband or whatever that you're trying to please, and your work. They want deadlines and want so much out of you, and you're giving so much of yourself to all these other people in your life, and not
Right.
like you say, not taking enough time just to stand back and say, look, I need to take a breath here, or I need to set boundaries. I suppose,
Right.
summarizing, listening to what you're saying, I think boundaries and being able to
Right.
set and maintain the boundaries seems to be a big part of what you're trying to achieve with your support.
Right. That's yeah. That might be the right one, because as you said, women are nowadays juggling with lots of responsibilities. They
Yeah,
have they want to be everywhere, but at the end of the day, they are not there for themselves. So
yeah,
they
yeah,
need
yeah,
to have that healthy boundaries for themselves. Only then they will understand, who needs my time, who
yeah.
just to prioritize. They need to prioritize themselves and the people who love them, and they love back as well.
Yeah, yeah, and it's amazing. That's amazing work that you do, and it's good to see young people out there, young women out there doing these sort of amazing works.
Okay.
So people can find you on LinkedIn, is it, or how do people find you? Or
uh, the thing is, like, right now, like, recently I have been like openly on social media, either it's LinkedIn or Instagram, because I too am a person, neither rather than I'm also the person who had lots of self-doubt, so I had to overcome that. I had began my journey as a coach a year back, where everything started to work in my favor, where I understood this is the thing that I want to do. Still, it's a learning process. Still, I'm learning about myself. I'm learning what I can offer to the people.
yeah,
LinkedIn, I have just, I think 2 months back, I have been started being active on LinkedIn, either on social media like Instagram or Facebook. So there are not many followers as of now, but I'm trying to reach as much people as possible if
yeah,
through my
yeah, yeah.
content, right?
And so you don't mind people reaching out for you on them social media platforms, and to send you a message and get a hold of you to say good day, or whatever. So we can put some of that information up on when we shared this video. So have you got any final messages you want to share with anybody before we go?
Sure, I just want to tell that mainly to the women that, start believing in yourself. If you're happy being yourself, then you will keep everyone around you happy as well, because that's how when you start being in your energy, you start to radiate that energy back as well. I have experienced it, and when you start believing in yourself, you too will experience it. So start giving that space to yourself, start working on yourself. That's what I want to say to all the women out there.
No, and thank you very much for bringing such a beautiful smile and friendly, easygoing personality to the podcast. It's been a real pleasure talking to you and getting to know you a bit more. And I'm sure as time goes on, we'll touch base again and catch up and see how you're going. But yeah, again, thanks very much for joining us, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you so much. It was great actually to connect with you as well. It was friendly because you gave me that energy. That's why I'm a bit relaxed.
No, that's fine. Okay, no worries. Thank you. See ya. Bye.
Bye.